I'm going to speak on a very important topic that is touching our lives all around us. And that topic is about a choice that we need to make in terms of what are we doing ourselves to keep ourselves safe in these tough and dangerous times. So we have a choice to make when it comes to video surveillance. We want you to think about a new concept of video surveillance, which is the angle of auditing CCTV. We want you to audit, not suffer. This is the situation of the Peshawar school after the terrible attack. The army was called in when the school reopened. This was the situation in Paris when 10,000 policemen had to be called to protect only 700 Jewish schools. 10,000 policemen. Paris and Peshawar perhaps are about a year or two away. But look at the incidents from Dhaka to Munich to Nice to Orlando to Turkey to Brussels, and yesterday it was in London. And you know what is common in all of this? Two things. Each of these establishments was covered by CCTV, and in each of these establishments there was a recce. No serious crime takes place without planning. And your camera is watching everything. But the unfortunate part is that we don't see what the camera saw. So in effect, we've got all these cameras that are going up, but crime is not coming down. So fundamentally, there is something that is wrong. Since I'm in an education show, it's important to speak about some of the horrendous cases, horrific cases that have been taken place at schools. And these are all 2016. Lucknow, I think this happened yesterday or day before. Stalkers put phenyl in a schoolgirl's water bottle. And guess who is going to be under POCSO? The management. In Kurukshetra, a bus crushes a student because the bus was within the premises where they were supposed to play games. So the bus was not supposed to be there. There was a camera there. The camera was found to be dysfunctional, and the police feels that the camera was manipulated. So the management will have to do a lot of answering. In Mumbai, a school bus helper molests a 3-year-old. The behavior was odd on scanning the CCTV footage. So my question to you is, if that behavior could be recognized after the incident took place, why could the behavior not be recognized before such incidents take place? In Malegaon, there was a molestation inside a school, and guess what happened? The entire school was ransacked. In Mumbai, a 4th grade student repeatedly molested in various vacant classrooms by 2 teachers. Repeatedly. In Delhi, a kid dies in a swimming pool or water tank, and now there is a CBI inquiry. And in Bangalore, we've seen several such cases in the last 2 years. And guess what was common in all these schools? Cameras. Each school had cameras. And you know the funny part about the cameras is that in some states they even have a law that cameras are compulsory. But there is no law that says that the camera should be working. Now, how do you fight that? I always want to speak about the Pathankot attack because it hurts me a lot. There were 11 petrol pumps on the route that the terrorists took. 7 of them had cameras. And nobody comes in and attacks an Air Force base without planning. This planning must have gone on for months. And nobody realized? Take the case of Mrs. Smriti Irani. The camera was not at fault. The angle of the camera was changed and this nuisance went on for 1 year and nobody realized. Or take the case of the Petroleum Ministry in Delhi, where all they did was to bribe the CCTV operator and he put off the cameras and things were copied from the ministry. So what is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is that if you do not want to suffer, please start auditing video. Please start auditing CCTV. Just like you audit your books of accounts, just like you audit your business processes, please audit CCTV. Because a CCTV is capturing data 24/7 by 365. It's got so much information. Back up CCTV smartly. It's not about quantity. It's not about telling yourself that, oh, we keep CCTV for 90 days. It's about being able to search that data 90 years later if need be. And have a standardized system of reporting your incidents so that you can derive intelligence out of those incidents. Incident reports should be able to give you intelligence that on such day, such time, such location, we are seeing such kind of incidents, because that is what will allow you to take corrective and preventive action. And I want to refer to some of the things that Dr. Rao said. And all of this can be discovered, Dr. Rao, through auditing. So you spoke about behavior of a child. The camera is watching. If somebody watches that camera, you will be able to realize the behavior of the child. You will be able to realize the psychology of the child. You will be able to realize cheating during examinations. And it's not just about crime, it's also about the fact that you will be able to use that same data to even appreciate the good work that's happening in your schools. All that is, I agree with you. No, I don't think it's more important. I think both are important. Both should not be ignored. So you look at this data in both ways. So CCTV is like a movie. Everybody watches movie on television here. Is there anybody who can raise his or her hands and say, I don't see a film? So when you go to a theater, if you shut your eyes, will you be able to watch that film? This is exact analogy of what a video surveillance system is. It's like a movie that doesn't end. All you need to do is to keep your eyes open. Make it a culture. Make it a standard operating procedure to watch. And that will allow you to protect your students, your staff, your school, and most importantly, your brand and your image. Think about the time, the effort, the money that goes into building a brand. And one incident is all it takes to ruin it. One incident. It may be your fault, may not be your fault, but the newspapers are going to love that story that the management was sent to jail. So let's look at why doesn't anybody watch CCTV? 2 reasons. Number 1, it's very difficult to do so. How can you watch 24 hours of video? And nobody's thought about it. But what if you had technology that could show you, at least give you a sense of what's happening 24 hours of data in 24 minutes? Would you not like to take a look and see what are things that are happening in your school or in your organization? At least a broad sense. And I'm happy that I have somebody from NIOS here. Why doesn't anybody think about creating a new profession? A profession of CCTV auditors. Because what does a CCTV auditor need? A pair of eyes. Can be a young 10th grade, 12th grade girl, boy, who perhaps doesn't have the good luck of getting a higher education, but she or he can be a CCTV auditor. It can be a lady who's just retired from a bank at the age of 58 or 60, and she wants to give something back to society. Make her a CCTV auditor. Let them help to contribute towards society and to say with pride that I am a CCTV auditor, and see how crime will begin to come down. It's a huge, huge opportunity. Thank you. There are 6,000 cameras in Mumbai. 6,000 cameras after 26/11. But it took them 8 years to award that contract on 6,000 cameras, out of which only 3,500 are functional. Well, it takes time. So I'm trying to make a point. Delhi airport has 4,000. Mumbai city has 6,000 and they call it city surveillance. How do you call 6,000 cameras as city surveillance? My simple solution to this problem is do crowdsourcing. Mumbai probably has maybe 15 lakh cameras. Delhi maybe already has 10-12 lakh cameras in institutions like schools, colleges, malls, banks, jewelry shops. Why don't we use all that data feed? Why doesn't each one start auditing his CCTV feed in housing societies? Just yesterday, if you read this advertisement by the Delhi police, yesterday, what do they say? You are our eyes and ears. The police and the army cannot fight this problem on their own. We are living in very difficult times. And therefore, it becomes important for us to come together as a community and take part in community policing. And you can just become the eyes of the police by simply auditing your CCTV feeds. So what is the solution? Please come to our booth and we'll show you. We are a software. We work with your existing camera systems, so you don't have to change anything else. And we will show you, the software will allow you to use human analytics, not video analytics. Because in this case in Bangladesh, after the Dhaka attack, when the Bangladesh police released this video, when we ran the same video through our software, we realized that there were 2 more suspects than the Bangladesh police found themselves. Because the technology just makes it easier to audit. So it's not just about some fancy camera system that will throw alerts. It's not going to happen. You will have to make a healthy combination of technology and human involvement. So 3 things we guarantee will work if you audit. Number 1, you will have crime and loss prevention. Number 2, you will improve your processes. And number 3, you will solve crime faster. Just take a look at how we cannot standardize anything. Google a CCTV signage and you will get 100 such designs. And still crime continues. So why don't we just change it to a sign like this? Everywhere the same sign. We say, we check CCTV every day. Even if you don't check it, the perpetrator doesn't know. Just imagine if every school of this country, every school across the world had only one message. We check CCTV every day, period. Okay, I'm coming to the end of my slides and this is where I need some help from you. So as a social responsibility, we have decided to give away our software, our technology for free to every place of worship in the world. So whether it's a mandir, masjid, gurudwara, church, and we've seen the recent attack in church in France, please feel free to write to us and we'll be very happy to offer this for free because we believe that these are very, very vulnerable targets and should be protected. This is a software that is proudly made in India, and we made it for the world. So finally, before my last slide is, don't think about the cost of the software. Think about the price you'll pay by not having a technology like this. We are very happy to work with you, to help you. Think simple, think easy. To cure a headache, you don't need chemotherapy. To cure a headache, you need Crocin, and we are that Crocin for you. Thank you very much. Please come and take a look at us. Thanks.